So I came up with a new format for these videos going forward. As a super nice person pointed out on the last video, no specs were listed. So I'll now be listing specs, performance, and price, as well as selling price if they've sold before I make the video. All at the beginning of the video. Also, if I do PCs in the future, just builds, this will all be just right at the beginning. The rest of the video, I'll just be goofing off. Keep in mind, I didn't plan this when filming the rest of the video, but I'll be changing that in the next video. So you'll hear me say like, I don't know, I'm not showing you how to build a PC, but basically what I'm gonna do now is film everything at the beginning, then do the build, and you'll watch me build the PC, and I'll be talking and stuff like that. It's gonna make videos a little bit longer. Actually, let me get back to the script. Let's see. It says, the result of this will be a quick build at the beginning for those who only care about the PCs and all the fancy video you're seeing here. And the rest for your enjoyment to poke fun at me and turn the YouTube comment section into Instagrams. So in today's video, I did a tag team build with a budget system and a higher end system. We'll start with the budget system first. All right, so this system you see here is the budget one, the one you've been staring at since the beginning of the video. And the other one was the high-end one, but we'll get to that one. So this budget system was an AliExpress build somewhat. I was trying to keep costs low and go all jank and cheap and still manage that as it came out to $310. But you can also save money on the case and get it under $300. I'll go in a little more detail, but the case that I had ordered from AliExpress ended up taking over a month to get here, and I couldn't wait that long. So that one was like 37 bucks. This case here is a Corsair 3000D for 60 bucks on Amazon. And the motherboard I went with this build is a Machinist or Machinist, whatever, X99 motherboard, and it comes with a Intel Xeon E5 2630 V4 CPU. From what I understand, those are out of a server. And it came with some brand of 16 gigabytes RAM, 2666 megahertz. All that for the CPU, motherboard, and RAM was 67 bucks. So it was very cheap. And I was very surprised at how it performed. I also paired this with a fan cooler, CPU cooler, not fan cooler, CPU cooler from AliExpress as well. I don't remember how much it was. I tried finding it, and it was like $8 or something. I also picked up this GTX 1070 for 100 bucks, well, $99 on eBay. And it performed very well. I'll show you those benchmarks here in a second. For the SSD, I went with an external SSD. You'll see later when I'm like unboxing everything. It was a NetHack 512 gigabytes for 27 bucks, but then after I bought it, I realized how horrible a value it was when I combine M.2 for the same price and get faster speeds. Same goes for the questionable 500 watt Spadgif or Spadget, something like that, power supply I got for $36 used on eBay, and it didn't even come with a power cable. And luckily I had one lying around, but whatever. The fans, I had those fans actually laying around that I was going to return them, and I forgot. And yeah, they were 20 bucks for all 6, but they were such a pain to install. I mean, they move pretty good air, but they just suck to install. And as for benchmarks, I tested in a few games. This PC was a little slow to load in things, but once it ran, it ran pretty well. It ran BeamNG Drive at 1080p normal settings at 90 to 120 FPS. Call of Duty Warzone ran at 1080p balanced settings with 60 to 80 FPS. Fortnite 1080p low with balanced settings was 160 FPS. Apex Legends 1080p medium to high settings 60 FPS. And the last tested game was the finals at 1080p medium settings with 100 FPS. And here's the beauty. God damn. I also just realized I'm not getting enough footage of these PCs, so sorry about that. This one is maybe not as exciting as the other one, but super happy how it came out. And the total of this one was $719, so it's got quite a bit for that price. Right off the bat, here's the specs. Similar to other builds I've done, it's got a Ryzen 5 5500 CPU I got for $80. And that went into an Asus Prime B450M-8 for $90, which is ridiculous for a motherboard, but unfortunately motherboard prices are stupid. But also you'll see later in the video why that's kind of an issue with this one. I paired that with a Sapphire Nitro Plus RX 5700 XT 8GB card I got for $170. I use that in quite a bit of builds. It's an amazing, very, very good performing graphics card for 150, 170. It's very good. As for RAM, you can see here, it's 32 gigabytes of Team Group T-Force Delta RAM at 3200 megahertz for $76 for, I didn't do 2x16 gigs, I did 4x8 just to have all the RAM slots filled up. And for storage, I got the Team Group MP33 1TB M.2 drive, and that was $50. And cooling it all is a Sama LD 360mm AIO with a screen for $95. You can get pickup AIOs for like $50, but with that screen, people really love having that screen there. It definitely makes all the difference. I also threw in some white extension cables for $17, and powering the whole thing is an Arse Game 650 watt power supply at $46. And finally, that beautiful curved glass micro ATX case from Dark Flash was $80 with 3 pre-installed fans. Now, don't do what I did. On that case, please don't get that motherboard. If you're gonna get that case, or at least throw those fans out. So those fans have a Gen 1 ARGB header. I think it's called Gen 1. They don't have the Aurora whatnot that motherboard has. So I had to buy an adapter, and I got the adapter from Gen 2 to Gen 1, and then the ARGB wouldn't change color, it wouldn't like do its little rainbow thing. It would flicker, and it kind of sucks. You have to only use static ARGB with that. Knowing that and all this mess I had, I probably should have just got a used motherboard, a better one than I normally get, like the Asus TUF Gaming motherboard. So just keep that in mind. All right, and for benchmarks, I've only ever played BeamNG Drive on this setup before, and that got 120 FPS on normal settings. The rest are from other videos I've watched. You can look up like Ryzen 5 5500 with an RX 5700 XT and get videos with other people. That's how I got these other FPS things. But COD Warzone 1080p Ultra got 120 FPS. GTA 5 1080p Ultra also got 120 FPS. Cyberpunk 2077 1080p High got 60 FPS. And lastly, Fortnite competitive settings at 1080p got 300 to 400 FPS. I will personally be testing these out. My next build I do like that. I already have one planned out already. I'll be doing my own benchmarks on it. And that concludes the opening. Pretty much the cheaper PC was $310 to build. I sold it for $400, $90 profit. This one was $719. That's a nice one. Sold that one for $830. So $110 profit. So $200 up towards that goal for that exhaust. And for those who are wondering, like I said in my first video, it's an 04 Escalade ESV with a 6-liter V8. And I'm getting a Corsa Sport exhaust. That's $1,200. But I technically already have the money for it. But now I'm waiting until I get like up to maybe $2,000. Then I'll buy it. Then I have PCs, more money to make PCs again. Also coming up is my own PC. That one's gonna be a little jank. Actually, that one's gonna live up to my YouTube channel name. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. It's just me rambling and stuff, building these PCs. So whatever. Have fun. Well, I had a really cool intro planned for both of these computers. It's supposed to be kind of funny. I was supposed to do it outside, but I couldn't do it outside because, well, you can't see, it's raining. here in the southeast, we're going to have some really bad storms coming in tomorrow. And it's been rainy the last 2 days, and I really need to get these computers done. So this video is going to be pretty jank quality-wise. So I don't know, whatever. I'm just going to do a time lapse. And since people were complaining, or well, at least one person complained, I wasn't listing specs. I'll go ahead and list specs on these. So yeah, it's just gonna be like a time lapse pretty much of building these. I will get out of the box first. I'm gonna unbox everything, lay it out here, and then set up my phone and just do a whole time lapse of doing this one. And then this one I won't be able to do today all the way. Oh, that's right. You won't even care. You don't even know because I have to edit it. Whatever. Let me get this done. Yeah, and I'm back off script now. I can say whatever the fuck I want. That's how basically these videos are going to be. So there's that SSD I was talking about. Oh, also, if you just saw, like I was mentioning, this is before I came up with this whole idea, blah, 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 whatnot. That's the SSD I said. I think that's the reason why stuff was booting so slow on this cheap computer. Man, it was just kind of, it boots up fine. It gets going. But it's just kind of slow to open. Here's me manhandling this CPU cooler. The one I got for AliExpress, I still don't remember how much I paid for it. It was pretty damn cheap. And it came with a bracket. I didn't know it came with a bracket. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Ignore me, whatever. That's the one I meant. The motherboard came with the bracket. Also, here is a Wi-Fi antenna. I did include this in the price, total price. This was $15. If you don't need a Wi-Fi antenna, don't buy one. Just use Ethernet, honestly. So let's see. Here's the motherboard. See how it comes with everything already pre-installed. That CPU, RAM, and the white motherboard all in one. Comes with the SATA cable, I think, or whatever hard drive connector cable, and the I/O shield. Here's that GTX 1070 I got. That one did actually come with its box, which is pretty cool. Some of these I get from Canada, and they normally just come in a regular box, and this one came with that. So that was pretty legit. Let's see what's coming up next. Oh, this is coming up next. Me not manhandling, but getting this kind of having a little trouble here with this case. Getting the case out of the box. Damn, I can't speak. This is why I don't do this. That's why I record everything with a script. But, all right, got it out. So now you'll hear me talking some more. All right. So, a little tired now because I was wrestling with the stupid case in the box, but I got it. So, this case was actually a really good deal. It was $60 for this Corsair case. Like, that's good. No RGB though. This is a budget build, so no money for that. But one fan for intake, one for exhaust, plus CPU fan, it'll be fine. So, let me just go ahead and build a PC. Let me put my phone up. You can kind of watch me assemble it. I don't even think I'll be able to actually really film too much just because it's pretty big. It takes up a lot of room. It's not going to fit on, I don't want you guys to see me either, so I'll make it work. All right, so I gave up on trying to do a time lapse of me building it over there because you end up seeing my face, but these look actually kind of funny. A little motherboard in this big, huge case, but this case was cheap, good quality, and you have room to definitely expand it if you want. You can keep this case for as long as you'll have a PC, because it'll fit anything you need. You can put 3 fans, one here, 2 up here. I'm sure you could, maybe not. Might be able to put some down there, but probably not really. It fits all the way to, well, there you go. So, let me put this motherboard in right quick. You do have to move these little standoffs. I have to move them to here. That's it. Oh, look at the little motherboard. Oh, it's so cute. Anyway, that's in. Let me just throw everything else in, because I remember this is a 2-in-1 double team video. So that's gonna be this one. The only thing I remembered, I forgot I had to get a battery for that. Probably get it tomorrow. So yeah, let me just finish this, give it a look. You can get a look at it. Then move on to the next one. Yeah. All right, so I did end up with my first issue with this motherboard in this case. These fans here, there's only 2 connectors and there's no fan hub. There's only 1 fan connector here, 1 here. And I need 1 for the CPU fan, and there's no way of hooking these together. So I have these really cheap fans. I was gonna return them on Amazon. I was waiting. I was like, well, you know, maybe I'll use them one day. So it's now that one day. So all these are going in. These use a Molex connector. Pretty sure that's what it's called. I'm just gonna slap 4, I have 6, 4, 6. I'm just gonna slap them all in here. Why not? It's jank already. Just make it more jank. Well, it's all together. All the jankiness in this one. Sparkly fans. AliExpress motherboard. AliExpress this. Graphics CPU. I'm sorry. Power supply. I don't even know how that works, but let's do first boot. I don't see any smoke. Oh, okay. I guess it was already powered on now. Those don't turn on. I did the bad luck thing. I closed the back, but I had to because, I mean, yeah. Oh, sweet. All right, let me fix that right quick. All right, just one of the connectors wasn't very good. I mean, this thing doesn't look the best. I don't really like it too much, but I mean, it's a cheap PC. I think this thing is like, oh god, like $300 if that to build. Like, it's not that expensive. I'll go voiceover and do the whole, you know, how much breakdown the cost and all that. But yeah. Oh, this thing's moving so much air. Damn. I mean, for a budget PC, and it's booting up. Install Windows, do that, test it. I'll probably do some testing clips as well with it. I think I do that with my videos now. But yeah, I mean, for a budget build, it's perfect. The lights off. I'm an idiot though. I'm an idiot. So I'll fix that here in a little bit. I pretty much have it where it's all blowing out the back. So these are intakes, and exhaust, and intakes as well. So yeah, I'm an idiot. So first impressions, it looks nice. Like, that's cool. Curved edge. All right, well, I said I wasn't gonna film the build, and I'm not, but let me just get everything else slapped in and I'll show like the final. Anything, if I see any things on this case I can point out, then I will. All right, just got this one all built. I'll have to do first boot, see if it even works. That camera's so good though. This curved glass case is pretty cool too. Let's see. Oops, no power. Let's see in the back. Come on. What the? Oh, it's up here. That's fine. Okay, that flashed. Oh, okay. So apparently the power supply shipped with it on, which is kind of dumb, but all right. Also, oh, I didn't plug the fans in. Ha, there we go. I'm gonna go plug these in. Right. Test number 2. And then that's on for some reason. Okay, that's being a little weird. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it looks good. Those Infinity fans. I think it looks good. All right, let me go ahead and get Windows, everything all loaded up. And I'll get back with some HD footage of this thing and some amazing voiceover. Well, after all that, fake the motherboard, doesn't post. So, ordering a new one. So I'll just update this one. I got the new one in. Alright, so I guess I'm a fucking idiot because I looked. I can't find shit for any footage. I guess I didn't update it or take any more video of it being done. And like talking about it. Like, that's it. That was like the last video I have on my phone of me filming that. But yeah. So I'm just a horrible YouTuber, I guess. Yeah, and that pretty much what happened is I got that other motherboard, the one I said was really expensive. I got that in. It was $90, same day delivery. Threw it in. I returned the other one. Actually, I haven't even returned it yet. I gotta return that. But it's actually been snowing here in Georgia, so I haven't been able to go to USPS. Anyway, that's the video. We're done.